The following testimony is recorded for the archives of the Archeon. It pertains to the case number C936, also known as the Nadaha, dated late 1890s and reported along a secluded canal near the village of Safor. In the late summer of 1898, a series of unexplained drownings began to plague the farmers along a remote canal near Safor. The victims were primarily men, each lured away from their fields by an enchanting voice singing from the water's edge. Witnesses described the voice as that of a woman, captivating and irresistible, drawing the men closer until they disappear beneath the water's surface. Local lore named the creature responsible as the Nadaha, a siren-like entity said to haunt the waters, preying upon unsuspecting souls. Descriptions of the Nadaha vary, but all agreed on her hypnotic voice and her malevolent intent. The testimony of Ibrahim, a hard-working farmer known for his dedication to the manor of Badram Pasha, provides the most vivid account of the Nadaha. Ibrahim was respected in Safor for his tireless work and integrity. His testimony, which I'm about to read upon you, reveals the depth of the Nadaha's enchantment. It was late afternoon when I first heard her voice. It drifted over the fields like a gentle breeze, soft and sweet. I couldn't understand the words, but the melody, it was like nothing I've ever heard. It called to me, pulled me towards the canal. I tried to resist, but my feet moved of their own accord, carrying me closer and closer. When I reached the water's edge, I saw her, or at least I thought I did. Her form was vague like a shadow in the water, but her beauty was undeniable. Long flowing hair, eyes that shimmered like the stars, and a voice. Oh, her voice. It was like 1,000 bells ringing in harmony, so beautiful it hurts to listen. I stood there, transfixed, unable to look away. She sang to me, and in her song I heard promises of love, of peace, of an end to all my worries. I wanted to go to her, to let her take me, but the villagers came. They pulled me away, dragged me back to my home. I fought them, screamed at them to let me go, but they wouldn't listen. For days, I could think of nothing else. Her voice haunted my dreams. Her face appeared in every shadow. I begged the police to let me see her again, to let me go, but they refused. They said she was a monster, that she would kill me, but I didn't care. I needed her. I loved her. In the effort to locate the Nadaha, the police devised a plan. Realizing Ibrahim's obsession, they decided to use it to their advantage. They allowed him to go free under discreet surveillance, hoping he would lead them to the creature. Same night, Ibrahim wandered towards the canal, drawn by the siren's call. The police followed at a distance, observing his every move. As he approached the water's edge, the police sprang into action. 3 strong officers managed to pin him down, preventing him from succumbing to the Nadaha's lure. With Ibrahim restrained, the police spread a vast net across the canal, anticipating her arrival. Midnight came, and with it, haunting melody of the Nadaha. The silky net was deployed, and for a moment it seemed that they had succeeded. The water thrashed, and the villagers dared to hope. But just as suddenly as it began, the struggle ceased. The net was empty, torn as if by force beyond comprehension. Ibrahim, who had struggled fiercely against his captors, suddenly went still. There was a strange sense of relief in his eyes as he realized Nadaha had escaped. The police deemed him a danger to himself and others, sent him home under guard. Despite the security outside his home, Ibrahim was found dead the same night. His body was dry, but his lungs were filled with water. The cause of death was ruled as light drowning, possibly a result of his first encounter with the Nadaha. In the aftermath of Ibrahim's death, the secret police took swift action to quell the spread of rumors and gossip about the Nadaha. They imposed a strict silence on the villagers, threatening punishment for those who spoke of the creature. Patrols were increased, and the canal were closely monitored. Over time, the stories faded, and the village of Safor returned to its quiet existence. This testimony is now part of the Archeon, a record of the unknown and the unseen. We feel a profound sorrow for the losses sustained by the village. If the Archeon had been consulted on this matter, perhaps a different outcome could have been achieved. Situations involving creatures like the Nadaha, resorting to methods similar to those used against the Naiads of the Greek mythology. Naiads, bound to their bodies of fresh water, are harmed by salt. They exist in rivers, lakes, and fountains, which are devoid of salt. So using crystallized arrow tips will prove useful if they choose to show themselves. However, in the case of canals or similar bodies of water, it is a lot simpler. Simply blocking the flow of water at both ends and draining it. Deprived of their aquatic environment, such entities are rendered powerless and ultimately perish. Knowledge such as this resides within the Archeon, ready to be shared with those who seek it at the right time and under the right circumstances. The unseen and the unknown are our domain, and we stand here vigilant, guarding these secrets for the greater good.